As a single lady, while you're busy trying to build your career, build your brand, build your business, because you're now of age to get married, you need to start preparing yourself for that marriage. Yes, while you're busy doing other things. Of course, it's very important that you find something doing. You get busy with your life as you're waiting for marriage. You don't um you don't just stay idle all because you're waiting for marriage. So you need to prepare yourself physically, spiritually, mentally, intellectually, financially, and all around before you get married. Preparation is very important. It's very important that you plan yourself out. It will save you a lot of stress, a lot of challenges, and all of that. So it's very important that before you get married as a young lady, that you prepare yourself for marriage. So what are the ways to prepare yourself for marriage as a young lady? But before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and comment on my videos as well. Thank you so much for that. So as a young lady, what are the necessary actions you need to take in order to show that you're preparing yourself for marriage? Number one, and more like the most important, is for you to change your character. Change your character for the better. The beauty of a woman is not just her facial look, but her character. Of course, facial look is very, very important. Yes, physical beauty is very, very important. But what is more important is your character. If you have a very beautiful physical look, but you have an ugly character, my dear, don't be surprised that people will be easily driven away from you. People will avoid you, because bad character repels favor. It repels people, good people. It repels goodness from coming towards you. So it's very important that you change your character for the better. Improve your attitude, improve your character. Whatever it is that is just about your personality that that is not right, and people have also told you that is not right, try to stop them. Try to adjust your character for a better one, so that you can attract good people, especially good suitors to yourself as a woman. Secondly, you need to change your belief. Yes, as a young lady, you should keep an open mind. You should not have the mentality and the belief that all men are the same. No. Take it or leave it. All men are not the same. Everybody has their own unique character. Even if maybe there is something that most men do, it doesn't mean that it's all men that do it. Even if it's all the men that you have met behave in a particular way, it doesn't mean that it is everybody. It doesn't mean that it is all men that behave like that. So my dear, change your belief. It's not everything that roams around in society that should now be your personal belief. No. Change your belief towards men. If you have the wrong orientation and wrong mindset about men, you might actually remain single for the rest of your life. So change your belief, change your mindset, keep an open mind, so that you can attract good people to yourself. Take it or leave it, my dear, not all men cheat. Thirdly, as a woman, you should not be too expensive. Of course, as a young lady, you should have your own standards. You cannot like everybody. You cannot like everything. You cannot like all men. But do not be too expensive, because it can actually make you not to get to your Mr. Right. You can miss your Mr. Right. Don't be too expensive. You don't need to raise your standards so high. As a woman, you should not have an entitlement mentality. Do not cast all your burdens on any man that approaches you for relationship or marriage. No. Real men go for assets and not liabilities in their women. So you're not supposed to always be the type of woman that cast all her burdens on a man, all in the name of relationship, because you feel you're in a relationship with that man. So therefore, he should be the one to take care of your bills. You should not stress yourself. You don't need to do this. The man should do this in your life. He should take care of this, take care of that. Everything is on that man, all because you have that mentality that you're an expensive lady, so any man that wants to date you must do this, do that, and all of that. I'm not saying you should not have standards, but do not be too expensive so that you don't miss the right person. Don't compare yourself to anybody. That is not necessary, because it's when you begin to compare yourself to someone else, that is when you begin to feel like your standards are not high enough, and you see yourself behaving like a liability in your relationship. Be yourself and be contented with what you have. Do not beat more than you can swallow. Another very important way of preparing yourself for marriage is by adding value to yourself. Yes, as a woman, you have to be creative. Real men love women that are creative, women that are smart, women that they can be proud of and boast of among their friends and family. As a woman, you have to add value to yourself. Acquire skills, acquire knowledge, build yourself as a woman, invest in yourself, invest in your future. That is what real men want in their women, not a woman that will just look beautiful and she's just good in bed and that is all that she is. No, invest in your mind, develop your mental capacity, be a smart and intelligent woman. That is a way of, adding value to yourself and making yourself so valuable in the eyes of your suitors. So if you cannot add value to yourself, you end up making that man only see maybe your beautiful shape, your physical appearance, and that is the only thing you will be good at. But it should not be like that. With all your beautiful shape, your physical beauty, and all your good character, also add value to yourself. That is a way to really package yourself well as a woman. Invest in yourself, be creative. As a young lady, you need to be real. Yes, be real, be yourself, so that you can attract good suitors to yourself. Real men love women that are real. Packaging is good though, but over packaging actually makes a woman appear fake. You make her seem like she's pretending, living a fake life. So you need to be real. When a man approaches you, especially at that relationship stage, be real. Be real. You don't need to pretend over everything. It's not everything that you need to behave like you're living a fake life. No. Real men love women that are real. Be real in your character, your dressing, in your personality, everything about you. Just be real. Be yourself. Another very important way of preparing yourself for marriage as a woman is by changing your friends if you're in the wrong circle of friends. Don't forget that evil communication corrupts good manners. So the people that you surround yourself with, the friends that you have, will either impact you positively or negatively. So if you move around with friends that affect you negatively, that have negative values, my dear, you need to change your circle of friends as soon as possible. It is very, very important. Friends have a way of influencing people very well. For example, as a young lady, if you have friends that have the wrong mindset about marriage, like to them, marriage is scam. Anything relationship is just about catching cruise, having fun, and moving on. My dear, it can make you live that same life. It can make you begin to develop that same mindset. So if you want to get married, I'm not saying you should associate with only people that are married. No, but I'm saying you should have friends that also, have the right mindset towards marriage. You can't be a woman that wants to settle down and have a good and happy home tomorrow, but you're associating with people that have the mentality that marriage is scam. How will it work? So two cannot work except you agree. So change your circle of friends. Have people that have the same mindset and values with you, so that when the chips are down, they can advise you in the right thing to do. It's very important. Have friends that have visions, goals for themselves, for their career, for their marriage as well. People that have good values, good things to offer you. Not people that will change your mindset in a negative. People that has the mindset that all men are cheats. People that have the mindset that marriage is scam. My dear, no matter what is happening on social media in our society today, there are still people that are enjoying their marriage. So have the right mindset towards marriage so that you don't end up attracting the wrong person to yourself. As a woman, you should not be too selective. Of course, everybody has their own standards. You should set standards for yourself. You should have things that you want in a man. Yes, it's normal. But do not set your standards too high. It can make you actually miss your Mr. Right. Yes. Do not be too selective. Do not be too picky as a lady. Do not be like that. It has a way of driving suitors away from you, and it can make you miss the right person. You can have, like, for example, 10 things you want in a man, but all because of maybe a particular suitor actually has 8 things, and just because of 2 things remaining, you now feel like that person is not good enough for you. No, you should not be too selective. It can delay you from getting married. Do not be too selective. Have an open mind, even if the person doesn't have it all. Anything because anybody, because I said you should not be selective. No, with all your standards and everything, you should also have an open mind. You should not set your standards too high. If you see a good man, he has everything you want, the basic thing you want, but there are other things you would also like in that man, and he doesn't have all of them. Advise yourself properly so you don't miss the right person. Don't forget that nobody is perfect, including you. As you start setting your high standards and being selective, you are not perfect. And finally, for today's episode, you need to learn to look beyond the present. Yes, it is very important as a woman you learn to look beyond the present. The present situation of a man might not be encouraging, might not be exactly the way you want it, but sometimes you need to look beyond the present. Do not judge any man based on his present situation. Of course, there are basic things a man should have before talking about marriage. He should be able to take care of himself, take care of you and the family, have a source of income and other things, yes. But do not, because maybe you want to marry a billionaire husband, and because that man is still just a millionaire, he doesn't have that level of wealth that you want in a man, and all because of that you refuse to look beyond the present situation of that man and accept him as your husband. My dear, it is not right. You have to learn to look beyond the present. Forget about what is happening in our society these days. Nobody knows tomorrow, and these things keep happening to a lot of women. You see a woman, she will just look down on a man, on her suitor, so much, and before you know it, in a few years time, that man will just become much more than she ever expected. It happens a lot, and it will still happen. So as a woman, you have to keep an open mind. Do not look down on any man. Learn to look beyond the present situation of your suitors. In all your standards, in everything, you have to learn to be considerate. So do your part and leave the rest for God. Do your best in preparing yourself for marriage. There are so many other ways, of course, that as a woman you can prepare yourself for marriage. So many other ways. Yes. So it's very important that you enlighten yourself about things like this. They are very, very important. So do the best you can so that you do not miss your Mr. Right. So that is all for today's episode. Please kindly let me know what you think about today's video. I would really appreciate your reviews. You can do that by dropping it in the comment section. Thank you so much for that. So that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Thanks so much for listening, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and comment on my video.